a brochure on my door, and it had the opportunity on there for like $10, I think. So I thought, well, I have a teenage daughter and we both have makeup, so why don't we try to sell Avon and get a discount? So I really started for the discount.
Okay. Well, a lot of people did. I think that makes a big difference to influence people, because a lot of times people don't think they want to do sales. So, and then here you are now. So how has that came along the way?
Well, like I said, I started in 2008, and then in 2010, I thought there's got to be an easier way. And I've always liked the computer. So I started researching online how to sell Avon online. And I actually purchased an ebook that a former representative had made, and it helped me get started.
Really? Okay.
And actually, I think she's a representative again today. Yeah, they helped me with some questions. And then from then on, I started a blog. That was in 2010. And from there on, I just pretty much took it on my own to research how to market online.
Okay.
And it changes all the time. So it's not something I did back then and it's smooth going, because it's very difficult. I mean, it takes a lot of time. I work late hours on my computer.
Right.
And
well, and I think the point you're making is not one that I'm grasping, because I told my boss, I said, this is going to be such a great learning for me, because I don't know all the avenues. I'm learning right along with you all. And so it's fascinating to hear. And that's what I've been hearing. It's always evolving. So you've got to keep reinventing and thinking about how you'll do that.
Right.
So one of my questions was going to be, think about the moment that you decided you wanted to switch and really focus online. So what really led you to that decision?
Well, because I think I was almost ready to quit, because it is a lot of work trying to find customers in your city. I mean, there's so many people, and what is the percentage of people that actually want to buy Avon?
Okay.
And it's hard to find just that person. And so I knew there was a lot of people out there in the cyber world that, why don't I try to reach them?
Okay.
A lot of people, their Avon rep has quit. Maybe she passed away. Whatever the reason, people are looking to buy Avon.
Were you pretty confident of that?
That if I could succeed, that it would go well.
Well,
and I'm pretty much I like a challenge.
Okay. Well, I mean, you really felt people were looking for Avon. You were confident that the brand and the product was something people still wanted. You just,
oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So you really had a confidence in our brand and the awareness of it when you decided to do this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I thought, well, why not? So I started doing that, and actually it was in I think I started in online in 2010, and I don't think I got my first sales until about 2011. I think it was May of 2011. And the reason why I can remember that is because in June of 2011, I got this phone call, and it was from the sheriff's office. And my daughter and son-in-law were in a tragic car accident.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, my.
And so, to make the long story short, we lost our son-in-law.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mary.
Yeah, our daughter was critically injured. She was pregnant with their first child.
Oh,
Um, so we ended up being with my daughter for 4 months
right.
in different hospitals, as she recuperated, learned how to
Do everything again, I
do
guess.
everything, sit, stand, talk, eat, everything. And all during that time, occasionally I look on my computer and I was getting these fabulous sales. I'd go
Wow.
look on there like 10, 12 sales.
Uh-huh.
And so that's why I can remember when it actually blossomed. And I don't, it took a long time for it to happen.
Take off. Yeah.
And that was probably because I was really green at it. But when it took off, it really took off.
Well, that was a good thing. So has your daughter completely recovered, Mary?
No, she never will. She has a traumatic brain injury, and she's disabled on her left side. She can't really use her left hand, and she kind of walks with a limp. She can't drive, so I drive them around as much as I can.
Right.
But she had the baby. The baby she's my 7-year-old granddaughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then we never understand why things happen, do we? But there's the joy out of all this tragedy. Gosh.
Yeah. We knew that God was with us, and we're Christians, so.
Oh, I am too. So, and we don't understand his ways, do we? Because we know my son was in a car accident, but luckily he was thrown from his car 2 lengths of a football field, and it broke his neck. But he had he has some numbness in his forearm, and that's it. So, but I think anytime I talk to someone, I know I'm very aware that could have been a very different story, and so I'm glad that there's a positive there. So
yeah, she recently, or she I don't know how many years ago now, she actually got remarried, and she has 2 more children.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great, because so many times people don't, my nephew and niece have muscular dystrophy, and that was a conversation we just had recently. Brady said, "Aunt Tammy, I wonder if I'll ever have a girlfriend," because, he wasn't in public schools. He's had a lot of issues, and so I recall the story of Johnny Erickson Tata, and I've ordered that book for him for Christmas because, she is married and she's paralyzed, so and I don't really know her story, but God just led me to that book, and I'm like, I have to get this book for him because, maybe it will encourage him. So, Okay, sorry, I just couldn't skip over that. I wanted to know the end of the story. So you did the blog. Well, what were some other tools and steps that you took to go that route? So it really was just about, it was hard to find customers. You realized that, and you wanted the challenge. So what were some of the steps you took?
You mean after I started the blog?
Yeah, once you decided, I'm going to try to do this online thing. You said it took about a year, but and in that year, what were some things that you did to move in that direction?
I think it was consistency. I was consistently making blog posts, but they were so short compared to what you have to do today. It was just like, I don't know for sure. It's such a mystery, the online marketing. But somewhere along the line, I started with the social media too.
Okay.
And I'm not sure which year that was, because I don't think just a blog would do it. I think where I see my success today is a conglomeration of everything that I've done, and maybe the length of time that I've been doing this.
Well, and was going to be one of my questions, so that may help us go back. So I was going to say, if you had to share what your strategy is today, what does that look like?
If somebody's starting out today,
Well, I mean, like for you now, what is your strategy that you use now to promote your online store?
probably the social medias. I'm on all the
Okay.
social medias.
And do you share that just on your blog or also on your Facebook page?
I do have a business Facebook page,
Okay.
but the mystery of it is I do not know where my customers are coming from, because for one thing, with Avon 2.0, they took off the Google Analytics. So if you're unfamiliar with that tells like bloggers or whoever where your traffic is coming from.
Okay.
And without that tool, I have no idea how they are reaching my e-store.
Well, then,
Other than maybe they were previous customers. I have a lot of previous customers, throughout the years.
so one of my questions was going to be, what could we do better? So it sounds like you'd like to have those analytics back.
Yeah, really. I think before 2.0, I was doing very well with even my Avon e-store showing up in rankings on Google.
Yeah.
After 2.0, I'm completely disappeared. So there's no way to update that, to edit it personally. It's all about the same.
And I don't realize that. So that's something, you're the first person that's pointed that out. So I'm going to do my own research on that, because that doesn't make any sense, does it? 2.0 is supposed to be better.
Yeah, but it's not for somebody who really knows how to market online.
Okay.
Because before we could link our Twitter or Facebook page on there. I would love to see that come back. Before we could put links on our personal message that we used to have. Now it is just one big paragraph. You can't even make a paragraph on that personal message thing.
Okay.
So I've been putting those little, what do you call it, emojis in there.
Okay.
To break it up. Otherwise, it looks like one mass bunch of words.
Right. Okay. So this is in the personal message space. Please allow us to maybe format that ourselves. Is that a good suggestion? Format fashion and be able to add the links back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're called hyperlinks,
Okay.
which
So today you are using the social media center. Are you continuing with your blog, Mary?
yes. Mm-hmm.
And is there? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That goes up and down too with the algorithm and everything else. It's pretty tough.
As we're saying this, I think that Pat Haberman shared your blog with me. I'm pretty sure that's why you're so familiar to me. Didn't you do something about makeup or something on your blog? Like right when we came out with the contouring stuff?
I don't know if that would have been me.
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at her emails. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay, so let's go back to your business before you really started going after online. Did you have some concerns or frustrations beyond the lack of customers that doing business online fixed for you? And you may not have. It might have been just the fact that it was easier to get customers, but
and I still have local customers. I'm still an ordinary Avon rep.
okay.
I go into my customers' houses, sit down with them and talk with them, the ones that want that.
Right.
So I still have the local customers too. Well, I think just with the online, you have the opportunity to reach so many more people. And for me to deliver all the sales that I have would be pretty much impossible.
Okay.
I think a lot of the people that do have high sales that aren't online, I think they have helpers that can,
Yes. Oh,
I don't
you're
think they can
exactly right.
possibly do it by themselves. I don't have a helper. I just do this all myself.
And your results are phenomenal. I know Mike was just sharing them with me. I'm like, this is amazing. So I think, the desire to earn more. I mean, you would, but you really didn't want or don't have the helpers. So.
And I always looked at the top sellers and all the incentives, like the trips. And I think, oh, if I could only, I would really like to do that. I'd like to earn a trip. Who wouldn't like to earn a free trip?
Huh?
So that was a big incentive.
Sure.
And last year, or this in April, was the first time I got to go to the recognition celebration, whatever, in Disney. So that was pretty cool.
Now, Mary, do you text or email your customers now?
Yeah, I mean, my online customers or my local, or
any.
Okay.
I mean, kind of what's your strategy of communication? You have the blog, you do your social media posts, but what do you do as far as other communications?
Well, my local customers, of course, I call or text, whichever they prefer. And then my online customers, actually, a lot of them have become my friends. They'll call me. And some of them don't want to place the order themselves, so they'll have me do it for them.
Okay.
And if they want a brochure, I'll send them a brochure. If they want me to find the best price, the lowest price of a product, I'll do that. So I'm a personal.
You're that personal shopper
to them too.
Okay.
So it's, some of them don't want to communicate. Most of them don't.
Yeah.
The ones that do, that I will help them wherever I can. Like today, I've been getting a lot of emails from people in Australia or New Zealand or wherever you guys, where Avon just quit, those countries. And they email me, we want to buy Avon. Do you know how we can do it? So
wow.
I say, I have no idea unless you come to the United States.
Yeah. I mean, the only way they could buy would be through a military representative that has that's stateside or that is there and is a representative. Because, if a representative lives in a foreign country, but they have or that's how it used to be. Gosh, Mary, I haven't been asked that question in forever, but if you were a representative and then you moved, you had to travel outside the country, you could maintain being a representative because you had a U.S. based, I guess, some type of address. I don't remember now. I haven't had to answer that in a long time, but I don't know if that still applies. I'm trying to think what that's called. Isn't it called a FO? It's like they have an address in the U.S. that mail can be shipped through. I guess things get shipped there and then they get shipped to the base in another country, I believe.
But for them to find.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, so I just say, yeah,
nope, exactly. Come to the U.S.
That's what I tell them, come to the U.S.
Now, have you branched out beyond Facebook, Mary? Do you have Twitter, Instagram, any of those?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, LinkedIn.
Oh, you've got it all. Now, what do you feel gets you up until you got on 2.0, but where do you feel like you were maximizing the most when you could look at it?
It's hard to say.
I was just curious.
I'm thinking maybe, I do like Twitter, but I'm not sure if I'm getting much on it, but I do like it.
Yeah.
Facebook maybe, and Pinterest.
Okay.
But for me, it's hard to really do every one properly because it's just too time consuming. And I do not like to do like live videos or anything.
Okay.
So I don't do that. And I don't like to have my picture taken, so I don't really do that part. I think that's a really good way to do it, but I don't feel comfortable.
Not your comfort zone. So now,
No.
Mary, do you like every day make certain posts? I know you said it's very time consuming. I'm on my phone a lot. I'm on the computer late at night. Tell me a little bit about, the process you go through.
I would really, really like to do more blog posts, and since it's so time consuming, I really don't do that many. I pretty much update, every campaign. And if I can squeeze the time, I'll do something else. So, because I get a lot of emails, a lot of calls and texts, and marketing on social media, trying to put those out every once in a while. That takes a lot of time. And then, I'll get my local customers, my orders in, and I have to deliver those, and that takes a lot of time.
Now, do you post every day or 2 or 3 times a day on your Facebook page?
I don't know what I have it set up for. I use Buffer, but I don't know exactly. But I don't do it as much as I should.
What do you think is the best strategy for that, Mary?
Consistency.
Okay.
If you're going to do it, do it. I don't know how many times a day. What is because Facebook doesn't show it to everybody. So if you can do it 3-4 times a day, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay.
I have followed Emily Seegren a lot. And you probably know who she is.
I do.
Yeah. I started the same year, 2008. So.
Well, so I have one more question. Then I just want to ask you, what advice you would give someone that's really deciding 2019 is going to be the year, that they're going to expand. But did you have any concerns or worries about really trying to be more online versus in person?
Concerns or worries about identity or?
I think anything, anything that made you pause and think, oh, maybe I really need to try to keep working my business the way I've had started.
No.
Okay.
I mean, when you see the results, it pays off. But there's so many reps out there. Oh, they want to, because I'm also in leadership. That's another thing that takes time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they find me. Yes, they want to do it. And they want to do it online. I don't want to go deliver anything. I just want to do it online. Well, That's cool. But it takes a lot of work, a lot of time.
Yep. You got to be committed either way, right?
Yeah. I mean, you just can't have a blog. You have to do it right. And I think I have maybe purchased, or I watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to do things.
Okay.
So that's something that.
So when you think about when you first wrote your blog and now, what do you think is the best learning you've had?
I don't know. It's been such a process over the years. I know some people, they want to do a blog and they'll just have like 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs. Well, it has to be a lot longer. Okay. It has to be unique. I get a lot of reps that will copy me, which is pretty annoying. Until I put something on there so that they cannot copy. But they would just copy and paste my whole blog post.
Oh, my. I copied a portion of a lady's blog this week, and I was worried about that. But she had written a quote. She had a quote, and then she had elaborated on it, and it was perfect. And I was like, oh, I don't want to plagiarize, but this is what I want to say. So I just said, today I read, I think it was called Money Mom Online, but it was really about it was very scriptural. She was talking about how bad comparing is, the comparison, and how we get into that trap as women and wives and mothers, and we're comparing with the world, and then we get really dissatisfied. It's the opposite of being content. And I was posting that, and I was thinking, oh, I don't want her to think, well, gosh, she just copied my words, So I gave record that I had read her blog. So I hope that was appropriate. I thought, well, she probably won't ever see it, but I thought, well, be my luck. Her best friend is one of my friends, So.
And that's another thing, I think, to be unique there's a lot of really good Avon reps that have really good blogs today. I can see them like, oh, that's really good. Like, and to be unique, to do your own style, to be your own self, I would like to do a lot of different things, but time-wise and
sure.
I just can't.
So if you were going to give advice to someone that was going to make this their strategy this year, I mean, you said be consistent. What else? What else would you advise?
Well, they need to do online research. They need to learn how to do it properly. And I think it would be best if they would focus on one thing. So if they're going to try to sell Avon on social media, maybe just try doing it properly on one platform. Like if they want to do Facebook, or if they want to do Twitter. I know somebody that lives close by to me. I believe she sells only through Twitter and Facebook, and she's doing really well.
Okay.
She doesn't even deliver any Avon. So if you can pick out what you want and maybe focus on that. And then once you got that down pat, once you see some results in that, go to something else. And that's probably what I should be doing too, because I'm trying to like all over the place, but something's working for me, so I guess.
Well, I so appreciate you taking time this afternoon. I'm sorry I was kind of scattered at the beginning. Can you think of anything else that we should be asking or adding, Mary, as we do these interviews? And
so are we doing these more often? Is that it?
Well, what I'm trying to do is just get a synopsis from 2 representatives in each region. And then I'm going to summarize what all you all have shared. And then we will reference some of your information as we develop training, really as our subject matter experts. So we can say, wow, remember Mary from Colorado recommended this, or she said this. So, I mean, one thing I hear you say is be consistent, do your own homework, be a good educator of yourself. And then what I will do on Monday of next week is get back with you all about any other next steps that we may have. After John reads my synopsis, he may want to reach back out to you. They may want to get more information. So today was just me really doing a little bit of homework to get ready, because we are going to produce some kind of training video. So it could be that we would want to include you in that.
Okay. I probably can think of more ideas to help you guys, but.
Well, and you didn't know, so please think on it. You've got my email, so as you ponder and you think of other things, send it along, or certainly share. Well, I wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for sharing your personal story. We will.
Sorry, I wasn't planning on telling that, but it kind of comes out in my Avon story.
Well, I think it's, come around here. She's still so curious about this whole thing. Olivia's grandmother was just in a very serious car accident. My mom, 2 weeks ago, the day before her birthday. So my mother had fractured her spine in 3 places, but she's going to recover. But unfortunately, a lady that was in the other car did not live. So it's been we can understand how scary car accidents are, can't we? Yeah. So I think, and maybe the Lord meant for you to share that. We don't ever know. So I appreciate you being so open. Well, have a very Merry Christmas, and maybe we'll be in touch again. I'll certainly follow up next week.
Okay. Well, thank you, and Merry Christmas to you too.
Ms. Heller, bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.